Hey, Greg here with Sailor Cigars, here to talk to you today about how to be able to smoke a cigar in your vehicle. Now, there's a couple of things you want to take into account when smoking a cigar in your vehicle. First is, how much time do you have? Well, if you're like me, you spend a lot of time in your vehicle, so maybe you have 1 or 2 hours available multiple times throughout the day, but some of us obviously don't have that freedom. Maybe you just have a simple commute to or from work and you want to smoke a cigar on your way home, and you got 30 minutes, 45 minutes perhaps. So the big question there, going to the second point, is what type of roll is best to be able to allow you to enjoy your cigar but not have half the cigar wasted by the time you're done. I recommend Tuscanellos cigars, available at sailorcigars.com as well as other websites. They are a thinner roll and able to cut and light incredibly easy. Now let me open up this pack here to show you exactly what you're working with. This one comes in packs of 5. Easy to store in your vehicle. They don't require humidification like most cigars, so if you want to store it in there for a few days, a week, 2 weeks, you're able to do so. They come in a little plastic seal like a lot of other cigars will. Simply open it up. Got a little lovely Italian seal on that bad boy there. Me, it's personal preference, but I can't really stand wrappers on my cigars. Personal choice though, doesn't matter if you leave it on. You can take it off, and as you can see, kind of has the look of an old Western. This is actually made famous by Clint Eastwood. In a lot of his Westerns he did. Actually, many of you probably heard the term spaghetti Western. That's because he shot a lot of his Westerns in Italy. So thus, the Italian cigar became big. This roll is a Toscano roll. It lasts about an hour and 45 minutes, roughly, depending on how much you're puffing away. Some of you guys are girls, chimneys. Maybe it's an hour and a half smoke. Others, light puffers, put it down for a minute or two, let it go out, relight it. It can easily last you 2 hours. But the reason I really love this for a vehicle is that a couple of factors. One, it's already ready to light. Once I take it out of the wrapper, you saw how quick I got it out. I can light either end, doesn't matter. And the roll is the same, symmetrically, to where it comes to a thicker point in the middle and down to a finer point at the ends. Now, another name for this type of roll is a friendship roll. And they call it that because you can literally cut this roll in half, like so, and then share it with your friend. And if you do so, simple mathematics, it should last you about 45 minutes to an hour or so, depending. So this also goes to why I really love the Toscano roll for a vehicle. I can either smoke all of it as it is, and it lasts about an hour and 45 minutes for me, an hour and a half, 2 hours, depending on how you all puff away. Or if I'm short on time, say you got a 30-minute time to get home, okay, well, cut it in half. You can go 45 minutes or so, or better yet, cut it down to a third. You see, that would take off a big chunk there and leave you with about a 20 to 30 minute smoke. So some of you go out to the store, something, the bank, whatever, and you want to do a quick smoke, but you don't have an hour to kill and don't want to waste a cigar, chop off the end of that bad boy and you got a 20-30 minute smoke. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll cut a short bit off. So see, now I have a very small, I might have cut a little too much off, very small, that's probably 15-20 minute smoke for me. And then you got a larger portion remaining, which is great because now you can just put that back in your box. This is the Antico version of Toscano cigars. It's a medium body. They also have Extra Vecchio, which I really love, that's a full body, and then Classico. They also sell Tuscanellos, which are the Toscano cigars cut in half. It's a friendship roll. Frankly, price-wise, you're better off just buying the full Toscano cigars and cutting them down to however size you want. Downside with the Tuscanellos, they're already cut in half, so if you wanted a 20-minute short one like so, it almost looks like a little blunt or something, you can't do it. So that being said, we got our cigar you chose. If you don't go with the Toscano, I recommend maybe a Robusto, half Corona, something a little smaller. You don't want a big old Churchill cigar, double Corona cigar in your vehicle. I've done it, you can do it, but my advice would be to choose something smaller. And if you got 2 hours to kill, 3 hours to kill in your car, you're doing a road trip, smoke a couple of cigars. There's nothing wrong with that. But the large cigar, when you're holding a cigar, obviously, you got a big Churchill, double Corona. It's going to be, one, very difficult to hold that and drive properly, but two, if you talk with your hands like I do, whether you got someone in the car with you or you're jamming to music, whatever, you move your hand too much, you're not paying attention, next thing you know, you stick your hand up and you're burning holes in your vehicle. Don't do that. So now just simply light your cigar. Lighting, I recommend you stop your vehicle like I am now. You can see I'm not moving around. Pull over to the side of the road, try and keep it safe, folks. Let's not cause accidents lighting up our cigars and enjoying them. You want to enjoy it. I recommend rolling up all your windows. If you got a sunroof like I do, let's close that. Make sure that your vehicle is secured to where there's no wind going. You want to turn your AC or heater down, depending on time of year, to where the airflow is minimal or non-existent, so you can light it up. Once you get it lit, if you need to get around the edges a little bit, please do so. Make sure that bad boy is going nice and strong. Now, obviously, in the car, when you're driving, I like to hold my cigar at the top of the wheel here. That way I can still have control of my vehicle. I've never been a 10 and 2 guy. Some of you are. That's great. Good for you. I recommend, left side or right side, depending hand you use. I smoke with my left hand. I'm left-handed, obviously. And then obviously you can hold the other hand down, or just you want to drive like a baller or whatever, go ahead and drive one-handed with the cigar at the top. Now, airflow wise, obviously you don't want to be smoking a cigar with all your windows up, nothing going. We're not trying to get a bunch of smoke in your vehicle you want to see. So what I recommend is rolling down your back windows, usually that much or so, or somewhere around that range. You could roll them all the way down, but now you're going to have heavy airflow, especially if you're driving on the freeway going 60, 70 miles an hour. If you need a little more airflow in your vehicle to get the smoke out, if you do have a sunroof, obviously open that up. It's a great asset to have. One of the reasons I got this vehicle, the sunroof. I like to smoke, and it's a great way to... Damn it, I just did what I said I wasn't going to do. I hit the top of my car. Great way to let the smoke out, not get a bunch of airflow in the vehicle, because if you got a bunch of air flowing in the vehicle, obviously your cigar is not going to light properly. You're going to get uneven burns. We hate that. But it's something that's really hard to avoid. You'll get better at controlling the airflow as you experience smoking cigars more and more. So I recommend starting with the back 2 windows. Start with a little crack, because you can always open it up more. If you start with too much, next thing you know, the wind is blowing and your cigar is going crazy. As you're smoking, you can adjust it. If it's crazy hot outside like it does get here in Texas, just tough it out, little crack, smoke away, and get the AC going. Which brings me to one of my last points, why I smoke with my cigar at the top of the wheel. If you do have that AC going, keep it as low as possible, and put the vents towards the lower half of your body, basically chest down. That'll help keep your cigar from getting a bunch of wind and airflow on it that you don't want to have your cigar doing an uneven burn. But frankly, I've had the uneven burns in the airflow where you can't really control it. Still a great way to enjoy a cigar. If you got a busy, crazy life like me, you may not always have time to sit on your back porch and smoke a lovely long Churchill or double Corona. This is a great way to be able to enjoy cigars and to experience a different type of cigar. Many people don't know about Tuscanos. I got on them a few years ago, went to Italy, saw the tobacco fields there, and really enjoy them. Wonderful smoke, don't have to heavily humidify them, and they're easy to cut up, which for me, driving around a lot, is a huge benefit. But don't get me wrong, I still do love those Churchills, double Coronas, and sitting on your porch talking for 2 to 4 hours with your friends and going through 1 or 2 smokes, no problem. Anyways, I would love to hear feedback from all of you. If you have any other questions, you have other advice you'd like me to point to, please feel free to reach out and comment, or you can go to sailorcigars.com and send us a contact message there. We're always available 7 days a week, so please don't hesitate. Appreciate it and look forward to hearing back from you all soon. Stay frosty and smoke away.